What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Traffish Aquatics. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to replace an aquarium frame. The reason you would want to replace an aquarium frame is going to be either the frame is cracked somewhere around the perimeter or you have a broken cross brace like this aquarium does here. If you guys have a broken cross brace and your aquarium came with a cross brace from the factory, you do not want to use that tank if the brace is broken. I see people a lot of times, they'll put a metal strap across the aquarium in place of the factory cross brace, or a metal clamp or a piece of wood or something, but those are all temporary solutions. I'm going to show you guys how to fix it the proper way, and that's by replacing the aquarium frame. To do this, it's a very simple process. Basically all you're going to need is a couple razor blades. I have regular box cutter blades here, as well as an extendable razor blade. This you are going to need in order to get the frame off. We also have some acetone, 100% acetone. You're going to need this to clean the glass. And then you have some silicone. This is GE1 silicone. You need this to reattach your new aquarium frame. And then lastly, you need your new aquarium frame. So here is one that I got for this aquarium. Now, I went to my local fish store to get this one. If you want to get a new frame like this, you can go to glasscages.com or Aquarium Frame Wholesale. They have a couple different options for you there. You can order them from there, or you can order one from your local fish store. So chain stores do not have access to these aquarium parts for some reason. I'm not sure. When I talked to Marineland, that's what they told me. You would have to go through a local mom and pop store, as they have access to aquarium pieces and parts where chain stores do not. So those are your options: local fish store or those two websites I mentioned. For those two websites, I'm going to leave links in the description down below. If you guys need to get a new frame, you can check there to see if they have one in stock for your aquarium size. So one other thing that you want to do is, if you are replacing your aquarium frame, you want to make sure to try, you don't have to, but try to match the manufacturer with your framework and aquarium. This particular aquarium is an aquarium, but I'm going to be replacing it with a Perfecto frame because that's what was available to me. The reason you want to try to match them is your lids. If you already have lids for your aquarium, the Aquarium, Marineland, and Perfecto lids are all different sizes because they have different middle cross braces. So they're going to be slight variations in the lid sizes. So to make sure that your lids are still going to fit, I recommend matching your frame. That being said, I don't have lids for this aquarium yet, so I can use whatever frame I would like. Now, if for some reason you plan on removing the frame of your aquarium and trying to reuse it, whether you're rebuilding an aquarium or for whatever reason you need to take it off, you are going to have to make sure that you take your time and be as gentle as you can trying to remove these. These are just plastic, and they are very brittle, especially if it's on an older aquarium. Personally, I recommend, if you have to remove these at any point, to make sure that you just purchase new frames and just replace them. It's going to be newer plastic, it's going to be stronger, you're not going to have any degrading from UV or any light that you may have on there. And overall, it's just going to make your aquarium look a lot cleaner and newer. But that's just my opinion. So for this video, we're not planning on reusing this frame at all. So we're going to go ahead, and to remove this, we're going to cut it up into a couple different pieces, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. But it puts the least amount of pressure on the glass, because if you are to just start ripping on this and pulling on the plastic, you are going to put stress on the glass, and it could break or crack it. So you want to be very, very careful not to do that. So how I'm going to show you guys how to remove this is a method that is not going to allow this frame to be reused, because we plan on using another new frame. And the way we're going to do that is with an extendable razor blade. So how we're going to do this is we're going to extend our blade out, and we are going to cut up underneath the frame on both the outside of the aquarium as well as the inside until the blade comes up through our plastic frame. Once it comes up through our plastic frame, we're going to be able to get underneath the top plastic and cut the silicone across the top. We do that around all four sides, and the frame is just going to lift off. So I'll show you guys how to do that. It's very easy. Alright guys, so we've got our aquarium here. I've got my box cutter, and basically what we're going to do is we are just going to extend the blade out to a point of where it's going to be able to reach the top here. We're going to lock it in so that way the blade does not move around. And then essentially we're just going to run it back and forth under the plastic here, cutting any silicone that may be between the frame and the glass to try and get the blade up through the plastic so that we can move the plastic out of the way and cut the silicone up under this top piece, like I said before. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to show you how to do that. So now you want to be extremely careful when you're doing this because you are going to be cutting towards yourself. You could also do it away from you, but use caution. We'll make a couple more cuts in here. Oh, there we go. We popped through. Take it all the way down to the end. So as you can see here, okay. So as you can see here, this is now separated. So what we're going to be able to do at this point is we are going to be able to get our knife up under the plastic and on top of the glass. Get it into that silicone and cut down across the top of the glass. And you can see there, the frame is coming up off of the tank. So come around this side and we'll cut the silicone back over here. Go. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So now we're going to go around, we're going to do it on the edges. Now, there we go. Once the majority of the silicone is cut, the corners should just lift off. Sometimes you may have to get up under there and cut a little bit more of the silicone out. See how brittle that is? That broke. Now you can also, if you can get your knife up in there, you can cut all the way to the corner through the outside edge, which is actually going to lift this up. And then you can just cut around the rest of the way with your knife. Like so. There we go. So this frame is no longer attached. Take that off of there. And now we have a frameless aquarium essentially. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take regular box blades, we're going to run them around the outside, we're going to clean all this up and get this nice and clean. Going to put some acetone on it to dry it out, clean up all the oily residue left over from the silicone, and I'll show you guys how to reattach a new aquarium frame. One thing I'm also going to recommend while you are at this point would potentially be a reseal. So if you guys are interested in learning how to reseal an aquarium, link right here for you guys. So I recommend doing a reseal in addition to putting a new aquarium frame on. Overall, it's just going to freshen up the aquarium, make sure all your silicone's good, and overall, you know, make the tank a lot better. So we'll go around and we'll start cleaning up all of this silicone. Alright guys, so the last thing we have to do before we can mount our frame to the top of the aquarium is we're going to have to clean the inside of the frame. A lot of times when the wholesalers and manufacturers store these, they store them upside down, and that allows dirt to get trapped in around the frame. So don't use acetone for that. Acetone can actually stain your trim and frames white. So use rubbing alcohol, put it on a paper towel, and just wipe out the inside of your frame to try and remove as much of the dirt that's in there as possible and give it a nice clean surface for the silicone to stick to. You can see all the dirt that's coming out of that. And then the alcohol is going to have the ability to dry quickly so that you still have enough time to get everything set in place before all the silicone cures. So now we're going to let that dry for about 15-20 seconds, let all of that alcohol evaporate out of there, which doesn't take very long. Alcohol evaporates very quickly. And then we'll put a bead of silicone around the inside of the frame and place it on top of the aquarium. Once we place it on top of the aquarium, we can add a little bit of weight just to hold it flat so that it doesn't one end kick up or anything like that. We want to make sure that it stays on the aquarium nice and flat. And then we just let it cure for 24 to 48 hours and the tank's ready. Alright guys, so we have silicone all the way in around our frame. I'm going to touch up any of the light spots that I see with a little extra, and the corners should get a little bit extra because they're going to be holding, well, assisting hold the glass panels together. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So now to get the frame onto the aquarium, we're just going to hold it over the edge of the one side, slip it down over the top, and press it into place. Make sure you press it down all the way around. And then you just want to use something on top of it just to add weight so that it sits level. So for me, I actually have the top of another aquarium that I am going to be setting up, so that'll be for a future video, but I'm going to put that on top of this for right now. So I'm just going to let that sit on here, let it dry. I'll be able to remove it in about 30 minutes once everything has set, and let the aquarium cure the rest of the way, and this tank will be ready to use. So that is how you replace the top frame or a broken cross brace on an aquarium the correct way. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this is going to be useful for some of you guys that are looking to replace broken cross braces or replace broken aquarium frames. It really is pretty simple. It just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of know-how, so hopefully this video is helpful for you. Now, this 55-gallon tank that I just redid is going to be going in my wife's office, and she wants a Star Wars themed tank, and I asked her what exactly she wanted, and she wants this tank to look like the Battle of Crate from the newest Star Wars trilogy. So I've got some stuff planned. I think I know what I'm going to do with it, but I don't know what kind of ornaments and decor to put in there. I already have the background and substrate picked out and planned, but if you guys have any ideas of things I can put in the aquarium that are Star Wars related, go ahead and drop a comment down below, or links or anything like that, so I can check it out and try and get some ideas so I can make her happy with a Star Wars themed aquarium. So as always, thank you guys for watching Trapfish Aquatics. Links as always in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.